Welcome, Pisces, to your reading for the first half of November. This is your 12 card spread. And in your first house, Pisces, you have the upside down. We're not doing reversals. The Chariot card. This is the card for Cancer. In your first house, is there someone in your life that has those placements, or are you feeling particularly homely and just charging forward with that protection of the shell around you, your home around you, on your back? And this is in the placement of identity and your essence and what makes you you. So at this time, there's something feeling very comfortable and stable and secure for you, Pisces, which is lovely. What's the clarifier saying, friend?
Lovely, Pisces. Oh, wow. What an opposing energy. We've got the full steam ahead of the Chariot and then the suspended energy of the Hanged Man. I love that. I'm wondering if you're grappling with these two opposing energies in your sense of self, in your sense of identity. I feel like with the Chariot, there's something about your identity that's just ready. It wants to be out there. It just wants to go full steam ahead.
Mm.
And the hanged man, maybe there's part of you that's just like, oh no, but what happens if I do that? And dot, dot, dot. So these opposing energies can be quite difficult to reconcile, but the growth that will come from reconciling these two energies is magnificent. And what I would humbly suggest is take a little of each, like take the risk, but you can pause, like the hangman is asking you to, before taking the risk.
Cool.
Hang
Yeah.
on.
In the second house, Pisces, you have a two as well, the two of swords. So this card in this placement is asking you to
Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Pisces,
Okay.
you're really taking yourself too seriously. Look, it's pouring out of me. You've got to laugh. You've got to laugh and you've got to have a release, is what I'm getting really strongly.
Yeah, I feel like the Two of Swords is kind of like that. Is everything is kind of like limited and held back and kind of close to your chest. But is there a way that you can kind of expand that? And that's what's going to bring your abundance and your resources and value, Pisces, at this time. What's the clarifier saying, friend?
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Interesting.
Hmm.
So this really means business. So yeah, something that you need to, so this kind of again, this sense of duality. Is it either this or is it this? And maybe that's this serious vibe that I'm getting. Like it has to be this or it has to be that. You're trying to work it out with a very serious part of yourself, a very rational mind, and it's all getting very serious and probably quite scary as a result, and probably quite pent up as a result. Hence my many outbursts and releases. So I would say lighten up about it. There's no wrong answer and just come into balance. So that's what the Two of Pentacles is always asking of us. It's work hard, play hard. And we really want balance there. We want to work in a balanced way and we want rest and recuperation in a balanced way. And I think that'll help you have your breakthrough. And the second house is all about abundance and how you bring that through. So I think finding that balance, Pisces, of rest and work, and also seriousness, but not taking yourself too seriously. I think you'll come out of paralysis and you'll be able to step into a really exciting period of expansion and abundance.
Cool. Then in the third house, Pisces, we've got the Lovers card, which is in this placement of communication and ideas. That's what the third house represents. The Lovers card is the card for Gemini. So we've had Cancer, now we've got Gemini, and also this could be communication with the higher self, that angelic figure in the sky. I think what this is saying is, even though there can be something happening in a dynamic between two people or two groups, there's always this commune with I don't know how to describe this, like the energy beyond just the two. There's always more than just you in the room. And I feel like that's connected to something like ancestry or lineage that comes before you both. Like, what is all the history that you bring into your communication with others? And I think Pisces, this is asking you to reflect on that. How can you actually dig deep into the history of yourself, of your lineage, your heritage, and the other person's to come to a good understanding of what you're both really about? Like, what are you actually trying to achieve together by communicating and sharing your ideas? Let's see what the clarifier says with that.
And I just got some inspiration when you were saying that, Carl Jung, who was the founder of dream analysis and was very passionate about working with people who are in long-term relationship, would say that the actual relationship, so there's you, there's your partner, and the third entity is the actual relationship itself that you have created. So
Yeah.
it really resonated with me. You have the Three of Wands showing up in your third house of communication, thinking, ideas, how you're expressing yourself. So the Three of Wands is all about new horizons are waiting for you, and you just need to take the risk and step into those broad, limitless new horizons. So I feel that communicating in a way that kind of is reflective of like new horizons. And you know what? I get the sense, Pisces, that you are starting to communicate in this way, that you're communicating in a much broader, adventurous way. You are starting to take risks, and I would encourage you to continue that.
Mhm. Nice. And then in the fourth house, Pisces, we have, oh, the King of Wands. So the King of Wands in the fourth house of what's home, what's familiar, chosen, and family of origin. The King of Wands knows what he's doing. He's very assertive. He's got a lot of experience in fighting the good fight and using his passion and energy to kind of channel the positive outcomes that he does get. So there's something happening in the home front or what feels familiar and cozy that may require that energy, or that something is coming out there. Is there someone in your life who's got very much that fiery, passionate nature? Or is that something you're bringing to the table in terms of this is lacking in that space? We need to have more of this oomph in that area. So, wondering what that means. Maybe the clarifier will show that.
It sure can. The Ten of Cups. Wow. So the Ten of Cups is a cup of wish fulfillment, a card of wish fulfillment, even. And it's celebratory. They are choosing happiness, though, and they have put in the work. And it's a card of recognizing that you have to maintain this wonderful spirit of happiness and abundance. So maybe it's about in your home life, in your relationships at home, maybe entering into this spirit of like choosing happiness, cherishing those moments that we can so easily overlook.
Yeah, lovely. Then in the fifth house, oh, repeat card, we've got Three of Wands. So in the fifth house of creative expression, connecting to the inner child, playfulness, creativity, not taking things so seriously. You've got that surveying the horizon, checking out what is it that's actually before me that I can tap into to bring out this creative expression. I feel like for you, Pisces, it may be connected to travel and exploration, going for an adventure, maybe taking that camping trip you've been meaning to take. I'm talking about myself here, or even just trying a new perspective or a new lens. So, what's the clarifying card saying, Fran?
Wow. I feel like you need to take a risk in the area of creativity, whatever that means for you, Pisces. And our clarifier is, repeating card. We have the Two of Swords. I feel like this Two of Swords energy is what's getting in the way of your creative expression. Perhaps overanalyzing, getting stuck in that dualistic thinking. They'll either like me or they won't. I'm going to be good or I'm going to be bad. I'm going to succeed or I'm going to fail. And I feel like you need to enter into the spirit of the journey and the exploration. And the antidote too for the Two of Swords is she's got that blindfold in, so she can't see. She needs to go within, and that's where you're going to find your answers, your path outside the dualistic thinking. So just really opening up to other ways of seeing things and other ways of being. Allow that playfulness that Em was talking about.
Yeah, I love that, Fran. Then in the sixth house, we've got the Knight of Swords. This card is about urgency. It's about charging in to the fight or charging in with a message. I think the real positive reading of this card in the sixth house, which is the placement for work and discernment or making good decisions. Maybe it's a matter of needing that speed at this time, that momentum to get over that hurdle, whatever it is that's been blocking. Or someone is coming in with a very rapid message. And initially that can be really like, oh my God, that's really shocking. Like, I'm not ready for that. Or it can be, okay, how can we embrace this now, this opportunity, and actually make the most of it because it's presenting? So what's the clarifying card saying for now?
I agree with you, Em. I feel like it would be great for you, Pisces, to somehow incorporate this urgent sort of energy, this passion, this dynamism into your being. And the clarifier, oh, wow, okay. So again, a very contradictory card is the Five of Cups. So this is grieving over something that really no longer serves you.
Mm.
So showing up in the sixth house of work, it's also around choice and health. But I get the sense that you're grieving something that's gone down in the workplace. I feel that for most of you, it's historical, and maybe there's just a bit of a shadow. And I feel that the previous card is like enough of this morning. It's not going to happen anymore. We've lived it. If it happens again, we can survive it. Let's just go. Let's take the risk.
Mm.
That's what I get in Pisces.
Yeah, I really agree. In the seventh house, we have Page of Cups. So the seventh house is about relationships, connection, romance. Page of Cups can be relating to feeling like something's living in fantasy land, kind of wishing that what I'm getting the sense of randomly in this placement is that you may feel like you believe you have a fantasy of something coming true, but when you start exploring that and grounding it, you're realizing you preferred it when it stayed in fantasy. I don't know what that's about. Maybe it's about exploring what the fantasy really means for you and what it's connected to, what it's coming up as it could be a kind of like a band-aid solution to something that's deeper, like a deeper hole. So yeah, wondering what that means for you, Pisces. Let's see what the clarifier says there.
Okay, interesting. This
Mm.
is the Seven of Pentacles. So you're asking yourself is what you're putting a great deal of effort and energy and time and resources into, is it actually worth it? And this showing up in your seventh house of relationship is asking you, am I getting back what I'm putting in? So I'd say for some of you, the answer is definitely yes, because we have the Ten of Cups here. And I feel like it's, you need to assess more broadly. I feel like maybe your lens is a little too narrow in assessing your relationship, and you might be overlooking some of those little sweet moments that we discussed before, which can be very easy to overlook if they become familiar. So for those of you who are single and looking for love, I think this is just saying assess carefully. Make sure the person is worthy of you, is what
Mm.
I get there.
Yeah, good point, Fran. And then in the eighth house, we have the Justice card. So this card is just saying something, some kind of justice will be served in your favor. But it can be related to when that justice comes, finally, it will lead to a huge transformation for you because the eighth house is about transformation and change and also shared resources. And we know that like justice is a social thing too. It impacts groups and communities of people. So it may have a ripple-on effect for whatever goodness comes for you will be impacting on your community very positively too. So let's see what the clarifier says, Fran.
Oh, beautiful. In your eighth house of transformation, you have the Judgment card. So this is a call to a whole new way of being, a whole new way of life. And it's up to you, Pisces, whether you answer the call. But I feel that if you do, it's going to pay off for you big time.
Mm.
So this happening in your eighth house of transformation, I think it's just simply saying if you take the call, whatever that call looks like for you, I feel like you know what it is. It's going to transform you and your life, your wealth and your abundance. So answer the call, Pisces.
Yeah, beautiful. Then in the ninth house of expansion and higher thinking, you've got the King of Swords. And he is all about expansion, transformation, higher thinking. He's very certain about himself. He's got that austerity. He's really clear thinking. But he can be very serious. So this is the duality of this card. But in the ninth house of expansion and higher thinking, it's about how can you break free of whatever it is that's hemming you in and expand and open your mind to more opportunity, more growth, more wonder, more curiosity about life. And the King of Swords has a lot of experience, a lot of life, yeah, a lot of messages that he's gotten from his journey, his travels, and I think that's going to inform the way that you can broaden yourself. It's not just based on nothing. It's not just based on a whim. It's very informed. So let's see what the clarifier says, Fran.
What an exciting time of expansion for you, Pisces. Our clarifier is the Strength card.
Mhm.
So the Strength card is a card of patience. She is opening that lion's mouth like a master chiropractor, and it's kind of about surrendered strength. There's no force here. There's no domination. It's very gentle, and consensual is the word that pops into my mind. So this appearing in your ninth house of expansion, I feel like your patience and your strength is paying off, and it's going to lead to greater expansion. I feel like you're going to start expanding into the area that is your area of gifts, talents, skills, ability. You're a deeply intuitive and creative sign, Pisces. So I feel like you're going to be coming into your own and feeling stronger in this area. And yeah, it's a really deeply expansive time for you, Pisces.
Lovely. And then in the 10th house, Pisces, we've got the Wheel of Fortune. And the Wheel of Fortune is a really wonderful card to have in that placement because it's all about meeting challenges where they're at and kind of addressing them in the moment. So you're not delaying anything, you're not waiting around for something to shift. It's happening now, right now. And it can be very useful to be in the present and mindful of the present rather than being stuck in the past or worrying about the future. And I feel like disconnecting to this 10th house of reputation and status and public facing image, there's something that's really positive coming your way in terms of luck, but also the way the universe just has its way of working that you're becoming more and more aware of and able to utilize. So, how does the clarifier say you can do that, friend?
Lovely. And I just got change of fortune in your career. Fortune's turning in your favor around career, Pisces. So really nice.
Mm.
Ah, so nice. Two of Cups in your
Mhm.
10th house of career, your contribution to the world. So this is about accepting other. So maybe in the workplace, somebody's coming in and they're quite different to who you'd normally expect to show up in your work environment. But accepting them is going to cause a great deal of expansion. For some of you, this could be a love interest showing up in the workplace who's not your usual type. And it's also communion with your higher self, whatever that means for you. And that's going to serve you really well in the workplace. So, yeah, really nice, Pisces.
Great. And then in the 11th house, Pisces, you have the devil. This is the placement in your hopes, dreams, and wishes. And the devil card can also just represent like wicked fun. It can not necessarily mean anything dangerous or bad happening. It could just be tapping into that more playful, dark, sensuous nature of things. And maybe there's a wish or a hope that you're entertaining, Pisces, where maybe you're hoping for someone who can help unlock that for you or play with that space with you. So whatever it means, I'm not sure. Take it as it resonates. But it can also represent unhealthy habits that need to be shifted. Let's see what the clarifier says with this, in which direction it's going.
Mm, okay, so this one seems to want to jump out. And this is our old friend, the Four of Pentacles, who's popping up all over the show.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so the Four of Pentacles in your house of hopes and wishes, your 11th house, would suggest, so he's about financial security. He's holding on to that pentacle very tightly. And as a result of that, he's very financially secure. So if you have a wish around financial security and stability, it suggests that that's indicated positively for you. And it could also just indicate that around your wishes, you need to get a little bit more risque and stop playing it safe. Like, what are you really wishing for, Pisces, is what I want to ask you, and what
Hmm.
I know, but you can't tell me. So, yeah, really, yeah, maybe get a little bit more risk taking around what you're wishing for and dare to wish for what you truly want.
Yeah, so many insinuations we've got flying around here, which is great. Free it up, Pisces. And
Free
then
it
in the
up.
in the 12th house, we have the Queen of Pentacles. So this is such a reassuring, nurturing card. I kind of get suspicious when really lovely, positive cards come up in the 12th house because I feel like the 12th house is all about the subconscious, the dangerous, the creepy. It's kind of like all things hidden and taboo. But I feel like the Queen of Pentacles is saying, no, this is a really safe time to nurture that side of things, check out what's sitting under the surface for you, Pisces, and just support that and help it grow because I feel like this card, the Queen of Pentacles, she looks down on that pentacle as though it's her baby, like it's really precious. So what are you growing into existence at this time, Pisces? What's the clarifier saying, Fran?
Oh my God. Queen of
Ooh.
Pentacles. And I promised I shuffled. So you really are nurturing
Absolutely.
something into being. So the 12th house is about something, a hidden aspect of you that really wants to be made known. And this suggests that you are nurturing those hidden parts of yourself into existence so they can shine their light into the world. So yeah, really lovely, nurturing, rich, expansive time for you, Pisces. And the key takeaway, unless it was lost on you somewhere, is don't take anything too seriously. That's the thing that's keeping you stuck.
Yeah. Thanks for reading with us, Pisces. We'll see you in the next fortnight.